Hello, beloved souls of God, and welcome to our weekly devotional from the South Freeport Congregational Church. I'm Pastor Jeremy, and it is my great pleasure to be with all of you once again. And I thank you for taking a moment to spend a little bit of time with me here in the busyness of the day. Well, obviously, I'm not coming to you from my home. I am once again traveling, and I am coming to you from Long Beach, California. I am here for a conference for a few days, and it is really nice to be with all of you and to take a pause and have this moment of reflection where not far from me there are thousands of people attending this event, and it is nice to have a little bit of peace and quiet. So I welcome you into this space, and I also welcome you into what is right at about the first full week of our Lenten journey. Now, last week in my written devotional, I shared with you that I was not familiar with Ashes and Ash Wednesday when I was growing up. It was only when I went away to college that one evening a friend of mine came into the college computer lab and I saw ashes on her forehead, and she shared with me what they were about, that I began to understand what Ash Wednesday is all about. And I have come to recognize it as what I like to think of an outward sign of inward grace, that grace of God that is bestowed upon each and every one of us, that great love that God has for us. Well, this week I want to take a moment and think about, in this Lenten journey, the act of fasting. Now, fasting is also something that I was not familiar with when I was growing up. Again, only went away to college that I had some friends that fasted, and generally the friends that fasted were taking a break from something like chocolate. I remember a very good friend of mine who loved to take a break from chocolate, and it would just torment her to go for the 40 days without a piece. And on Easter morning, she was going to have as much chocolate as she could possibly take in without getting sick. And I confess that several years ago, I also took a moment of fast, and I fasted from diet soda. And I guess the good thing about that is that I can now, I really can't tolerate the taste of diet soda because of the artificial flavorings in it. But there's something about the act of fasting that I think is really important, and that is the act of intention if we do choose to fast from something during this season. Now, the practice of fasting is not something that is new to us. There are many accounts of it in the Hebrew Bible, and it is intended to be a time of reflection, of repentance, of really seeking to draw closer to God. And so when we think about fasting today, oftentimes we do think about something along the lines of a food item. Now, the thing I'll tell you about when I was doing the fast years ago is that I confess that I did it in order to check a box. I could say that I had fasted during the season of Lent and that I had done my good deed, if you will. But what was lacking was intention, a spiritual intention with taking part in it. And so in this season of Lent, if you are choosing to fast on something, I invite you to think about why you were doing it. Why am I choosing to do a fast? Now, I don't believe that it necessarily has to be something of a food item or a hobby or anything of that nature. Last week at our Ash Wednesday service, Reverend Sean Patrick and I, as well as the congregation, we went back and forth in a Lenten litany. And we talked about and highlighted, called out all of those things that we could fast from and in turn embrace something else. And so as I was thinking about all of those things, I was thinking about fasting from judgment and embracing acceptance, fasting from anger and embracing peace, fasting from hate and embracing love, or even fasting from disliking others for any number of reasons, but embracing them with kindness and love. And so as we think about this, if you again choose to fast, think about what is the spiritual intent of doing so. How will it draw you closer to God? I invite every one of us to think about what is something that we could take a break from and to see how it will change us. How will it change our relationship with God if we approach it with intention of repentance, of this journey toward the cross that we will arrive at on Easter morning? What will it do in our daily lives if we let go of something that's holding us back? Think about these things, and I hope that you will take a moment to really use this time to draw closer to God. I miss you all. Know that you are you are traveling with me here across the country, know that you are loved, cared for, and I can't wait to see you all again. God bless you and God keep you, and it is my great joy to be your companion on the journey. See you soon.